Hello, everyone, and welcome to another session of the UF DPM Meet the Alumni. Today, our guest is Dr. Daniel Mancero. Thank you for joining us today. And before we get started with some of our questions, could you briefly introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you are?
Thanks, Benjamin. Hello, everybody. My name is Daniel Mancero. I am a graduate from the DPM program in 2018. Currently, I am working at a university in Ecuador, and I am doing mostly research and teaching, and it's pretty much what I was doing when I studied my DPM program.
So why did you decide to enroll in the DPM program?
So when I was doing an internship for my last year for my bachelor, I was looking for a graduate program, and I felt like I had to choose between insects or plants or soils. And by that time, I was working at the IREC in Fort Pierce, and I found the DPM program. So I was pretty interested in the program. I traveled to Gainesville, I talked with the people, and everybody seemed to have the same idea that I had, that for a long time, we tried to remove everything from the research and isolate things and study them isolated. But later, we found out that interactions, and when we start mixing again the elements, we had different results. So we move again to studying everything together. So I felt strongly about, like, that's the way I wanted to study, and I enrolled in the DPM program.
After graduation, what career paths or opportunities were available to you?
So by the time I was graduating, I had not a formal offer, but I talked with a private company, like a fruit company, a nursery in Florida. They were interested they were asking if I wanted to stay around and work. I had a couple non-formal offers for a postdoc position. Since I was doing a PhD and the DPM at the same program, I was really very involved with research all the time. And I love research, so I had a chance with the DPM program to meet pretty much all the professors in the different departments.
What is your current occupation, and how do you think that the DPM program has helped you prepare for the responsibilities of this position?
Okay, my current position at the university is teaching, and I am part of the Institute for Research. So I am in charge of checking all the projects related with agriculture, because this university is mainly related with agriculture. So I have to check all the projects for the university. I have to check if the research guidelines for the university are correct. It's a lot of paperwork, but obviously the DPM program allowed me to have a broad perspective about research and a broad perspective about agriculture. So I can understand a project about soils, I can understand a project about integrated pest management, I can understand a project related with plant genetics. So I'm pretty much I was a perfect fit for this position.
Awesome. Are you doing any work with plant breeding right now?
Plant breeding here is a challenge, and that's my passion, and we share some ideas when I was studying, and that was one of the reasons I was able to do so many things when I was doing my DPM program, because the fruit orchard is right next to the entomology, which is in front of 5 Hill Hall. So I had less than 400 yards or 300 meters, all my classes, and my project was right next door. And that's one of the things that I love about the DPM program, that I was able to get anything that I can think like just crossing one door, and the DPM program opened a lot of doors for me. Like I was able to chat with a lot of professors, chat with the students. I had so many ideas chatting with the students. In fact, the two last chapters for my dissertations came from talking with the students. And I had an idea from entomology that I thought, okay, why if I apply the same ideas for research in plant pathology? And I start mixing things, and I got like really cool results. Okay, so that's one of the things that I like to teach during my classes, is that if you combine ideas from different areas, you can obtain different and better results. Nowadays, we are not like memorizing, and we are not repeating techniques or methodologies. The real learning and the future is combining what we are developing in different areas to get and solve the problems in a different one. That I think that's a big step for the learning programs right now.
Yeah, that sounds like an extremely good use of your DPM degree. Seems like it's very well suited for addressing those kinds of problems. Are there any challenges that your DPM degree has helped you overcome?
Are we talking about like personal challenges? Like I was a very shy person. I'm still really shy. I'm much better with numbers and learning and thinking than interacting. But with the DPM program, we were a really close group. So we started like interacting with each other a lot. We had to do so many things that there was no way you can solve all of them alone. So we help each other a lot. And there are so many resources that you cannot find looking yourself. But if you have a group that is looking for resources and you can filter those resources, that's going to be much easier. And obviously the DPMSO was really helpful. I was always involved, never a member on the president or anything, but I was always trying to help. I had a pretty tight schedule, so I never wanted the responsibility, but I felt really good about like planting, moving plants, selling plants, the meetings. That was a really good part about the DPM program.
As far as current and prospective DPM students, do you have any advice for them how to make the most of their experience while they're in the program?
I would recommend them to, the DPM program offers you flexibility, but we are not used to use the flexibility to gain the most from it. So try to get advice from professors, from students, and thinking ahead about the classes that you are going to take, and thinking ahead about your goals, it's going to help a lot during the process. Obviously, one of the advantages from a broad program is that you get involved in areas that you never thought about it. And I would recommend them that always leave some space for the non-expected, that some of the best ideas and some of the best experiences may get from areas or classes that you never thought were going to be interested.
So I'd like to thank you, Dr. Mancero, for joining us today and providing this information.
Thanks for inviting me, and hopefully we can organize again a trip to Ecuador, and I can meet more of the DPM students. There's still a lot of things to do.
Yeah, that would be great. I'm sure that we'd all love for the opportunity to come back to Ecuador at some point, and I'm sure the current students would as well. And unfortunately, that's all we have time for today. Thank you everyone for joining us for this most recent interview with Dr. Mancero, and stay tuned for future episodes.